is crack-a-lackin', folks. Well, this is Christmas in August, guys. I finally got credit through a firm. I couldn't get no sponsor. I mean, go figure on that one. You know, I'm too small of a YouTube channel. No one ever sees me. But I finally got a new welder. It's a yeswelder. I kept on going back and forth on this welder. Okay, I didn't want to go with these guys because they just seem pushy, like they're giving other YouTubers free products to talk about and stuff, blah blah blah. You know, it was yeswelders or prime weld are the two welders I was looking at. Prime weld, there wasn't really much I could say about them. They're just there. For the price of this welder was $3.99. It's $100 off on Amazon. It was $4.99. They had $100 off. They were running, and I snagged it up for $3.99 through a firm. Even though I'm saving $100, in 18 months is going to roughly take to pay this off. If I go that way, I'll be basically back up to what I paid. So, further ado, only reason why I went with yeswelder is basically they have an Amazon store and they have a regular storefront. And if I have any issues with this, I can get a hold of them through their main storefront page. That's why I went with some. Okay, behind you, my Hobart 140. It's we won't get a hold of this, but I got screwed. Almost $1,000 for this welder. I got basically screwed. So if I'm going to get screwed, I'm going to get screwed going Chinese. At least I know this ain't wannabe made in America garbage that quote unquote is actually Chinese garbage. I know what this is. This is China. This is from China. I understand. So further ado, let's get it cracked open. So that's why I went with yeswelder. They're just not a random name on Amazon. I've been researching, and you know, let's go with a reputable company that's got a storefront that actually got customer service, I should say. So here's the first thing. You got your ground clamp. I think this I don't know, there's a DIN, I think it's a DIN 50. I believe that's a DIN 50. So far, it smells, if anybody ever been in Harbor Freight, it smells like that Harbor Freight. It smells just like Harbor Freight stuff. I mean, this is pretty good quality. I mean, it's not bad. Let's see, this is 25 millimeter. I don't know. They just should be a 10-footer. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, clamp is decent. Got a nice copper lugs. I mean, it's flexible. The cord feels thin. But if I have any problems, I can always get a DIN 50, I believe, or DIN 45. I'm not too sure what DIN this is, but I can always get a DIN and grab the aftermarket wire. So there's your ground clamp. And what I mean by a different wire is I can always grab this one off of here. And that's the clamp I've always ran. So there's that one. Here's your stinger, or stick lead. Yes, this, if I haven't said what this welder is, this is a yeswelder 250 multi-processor unit. I was holding that surprise. The stinger, I don't know, guys. We'll try it out. If I don't like it, I don't know, guys. If I don't like it, I'll change it out. But looks to me about another 10 feet. And I should put in, I'll do it in a few minutes, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So, now, that's something I want to check out. Okay, they give you another liner. This is for, wire welding or aluminum welding. So you can run aluminum wire through your spool gun if you want to do that. And they do give you the tips for that in there. And here's the spool gun. It feels just like the Hobart. I mean, I wouldn't be a bit surprised at the same thing. Got a strain relief. I don't know where they're getting the ball and socket, but that's a strain relief, so you don't kink it right there. Not bad. Probably with a protector, cool. Well, do all that. That's a neat touch. I like that. I mean, to be honest, that feels just like the Hobart. The Hobart garbage that burned up on me. It's got a little bit of sharper angle. It's a little bit fatter than the Hobart. I don't know. I like how small the Hobart is. But it may grow on me. And it looks like another 10 feet on that too. Oh, it may grow on me, guys. Now, the one thing I don't have for this is a spool gun, and nor do I have the tick. Those are two things I don't have. Well packaged, I gotta give that to them. So, here is the yeswelder 250. Multi-processing unit. There it goes. So I'll get a better shot of this in the field. And it is only a 250 volt or 250, yeah, 250, 240, 240 volt welder. It's not that garbage 110. Okay. Got a nice protection over the screen. Got a protector there. Came to me without a dented door, which is nice. This one flips down. It's got your code of operation and air chart in the door. I don't know what you guys are seeing. There you go. So, gives you all the air codes and stuff. Here's your spool gun switch. So this is the Pro model. So it comes spool ready. The door came not bent, like a lot of people say they do. So right there is where your spool gun goes. So I'll do a better picture of this later in the field. Okay, let's put this down. And this is an inverter welder. This is not that old heavy one. Here's your gas hose. Now I have a gas hose and I have a gas regulator. Somewhere. I've seen it. Come with a little chipping brush. Not bad. don't know how useful it'll be. The box did have a hole in the bottom. And here comes all your instructions and rollers. So let's move you guys over here. So I don't lose nothing. Comes with some Teflon tape. Yeah, that's a lot of Teflon tape. Comes with a little book. So that's what it is. A mig-250 Pro multi-function professional welder, they call it. Flux, CO2, lift, TIG, and stick. They say it's 220. Yeah. So a 10-foot MIG torch, 10-foot stinger, and a 10-foot ground. Now this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Right there. Rated input amperage is 34 amps. Okay. Now you'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh, this is a 250 amp welder." How are you going to get 250 amps off from a 34 amp input? Yeah, that seems kind of fishy with me. Unless there's a step-up inverter in them. So your solid wire can do 23, 30, and 35 thou. Flux core, they say only 35,000, which that's kind of weird because that should be 30 and 35. I don't know what SS wire is. And your aluminum wire is 35 and 45. Electrode is 1/16, 3 32nds, and 1/8 inch. DC negative for a stinger. That sounds kind of fishy, guys. So there's your book. Get a pretty good pamphlet in it. Pretty helpful, if I may say. So this, you're not going blind with this manual. Now I have to go read through it, but I'm just glancing through it. Pretty useful book. Not bad. So there's that. Now they do give you, it looks like, a welding setting chart. Feels like a sticker. So they do give you that. I mean, that's freaking tiny. Hey guys, I'm looking at this. So this welder can only do 1/4 inch, so it's not a 200. So it's not technically a 220 amp, 250 amp welder then, because my Hobart down there could do 1/4 inch on 110. Not the greatest, but it can do it. So your lift TIG, .14 gauge between 100 to 180 amps. .14 gauge steel is all it can do on lift TIG. And stick, it can do up to 3/16. So it's just a baby. Looks like in 1/16 I could do 18 gauge at 40 amps. Wow. Aluminum welding, you can do all the way up to 1/4 inch on aluminum welding. And that's maxing the machine out. I doubt it can do it, but I'll try it. Okay. Gives you a couple of spare O-rings, so you don't want to lose those. put them in with these. Now let's get the rollers out. So that's a flat groove. There's your flux core and another flat groove. So 8 and 6. A 6N, or is that, that's 9 and 1.2. So it's 8 and 9, so that should be 30 and 35 thousandths. That's what that roller is. Like I said, I'll have to do some more digging on this. I got to figure out metric garbage. So that's what you get in that, all that. So now let's get to the machine, guys. Now, yeah. Hey girl, I'm gonna shrink you guys down here if I can. Alright. Now I don't have my welding plug set up right now. So there's your modes. Ooh, I gotta clean that glue. Alright, that is something yes welders can do. Stop putting a protective film over these, because I have to clean that glue off now. So there's your mode button, your material button, your menu button, your wire, and this also has a smart mode. So I think it only works for the MIG side. Your spool feed, no, that's spool and that's amperage. So I gotta clean that off now. So I'm a little disappointed about it. So now I may be stupid and I may be retarded, but I do have my brains here. Alright, 30 amps max input. They're saying I could get 250 amps. How can you get 250 amps out of 30 amps? Now that don't make any sense. And on the stick side, on 20 amps on the stick, I can get 225 amps. That don't make no sense, guys. And this only draws maximum of 34 amps off the wall. Now, I'm going to crack this open, and we're going to investigate the inside of this. Now, another giveaway. Let me see if I can find it on this cord. Right there. This is only a 12 gauge wire, guys. It says 12AWG. I don't know if this camera can see it, but it says 12AWG, which is 12 gauge. Or 3.31 millimeter squared. At 105C. 300 volts. Okay, guys. So you got a 12 gauge wire that's pulling 34 amps max. Okay. Now here's why I bought this welder. And I really didn't care. Everybody's complaining about yes welders and blah 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 blah. If the welder could weld just standard metal, a hobby welding I should call it, I'm happy. If I need to go anything thicker than this thing cannot do, I got a stick. And I trust stick a lot better than wire. I basically got this for small odd jobs. Thin metal, body work. That's why I got this welder. And this has a nice beefy switch in the back. So anyways, I got sidetracked. That's why I got this welder, guys. I don't care if this thing could do 250 amps. I'm more curious, can it do body metal, sheet metal, how's the lift TIG on it, how's the stick on it, you know, stuff like that. I don't care if this thing could do 1/2 inch, 3/4 steel. I'll be more happy if this thing could do anything below 1/4 inch. Anything above 1/4 inch my stick can do, Anything below quarter inch, this can do. I'll be happy with that. But this power cord, being only a 12 gauge, will not take 250 amps through that cord. You'll burn this cord up. And as far as goes the stinger, this ground clamp, it's 25 millimeter square. And that feels very, very, I mean, the jacket is moving inside the wire, guys. So get for real. You're asking way too much. So I'm going to break this thing open, and we'll be back to see what the internals look like of this. Be back in a few. Hey guys, gotta stop here before I get to the rest of the video. It's been 20 some days since I've had this welder, this yeswelder. Didn't explain why I wanted this specific welder for. Alright, first thing is, I needed another welder to do body work. Okay? Well, I'll show you the body work in a minute. But anyways, I wanted a welder that could do spool gun. And I was sitting there thinking, and looking around online, I happened to see a yeswelder. The guy was showing off a yeswelder that could do MIG welding, TIG, and stick. And then all of a sudden, when I was digging around for this welder, this is a 250 here, I noticed this one could do spool gun, TIG, and stick. And I was like, that's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. And then, because the reason why I'm looking for one that could do TIG, stick, well, more TIG than anything, I wanted a TIG machine. I want to learn TIG. I've never really got into TIGging. I know how to strike a TIG, how to strike an arc with a TIG, but I really never got into it. I kind of got bored of welding and left the trade school. So then that's when this 250 came in line. It has spool gun, exactly what I'm looking for. Because if I got to do any type of aluminum welding, I got the capabilities of doing it. I needed a wire welder because my main one's dead, which I'm going to get that repaired maybe. And then, you know, the spool was in, you know, I didn't really want it a spool gun capable. I just wanted a welder that could do aluminum welding, which this one could do it. This one also can do lift TIG, which I don't have the 50 bucks right now, not until I pay down this machine. So I could do lift TIG with this, which is basically steel. TIGging. If you get somebody who's good at TIGging, like my buddy is, he could TIG up his all system with a lift TIG, and he's pretty much done it before. And then stick. Well, I didn't really want a stick, but I'll tell you one thing: this sucker for a DC stick. Oh my god, you guys gotta wait till the videos come out. Oh, this DC TIGging, oh, it's beautiful. I understand why everybody asks me why I wanted only an AC machine. Oh my god, there's a day and night difference between DC and AC. When I went to trade school to learn welding, AC buzz box is what I was trained on. Never had the option for DC TIGging. Oh my god, this thing's day and night difference. So yeah. That's basically how this machine came along. Now, I was telling you guys about Prime Weld. They have a machine just like this for just over $900. So, with financing that, you're looking just over $1,000 to pay it off. You know, I got this on sale for 400 bucks. You're looking at $530. Paid off in 18 months. And you figure Prime Weld will cost me $1,000. There's no, you know, it's half price. Even if I have to go the full 18 month term, it's still cheaper than a Prime Weld. And it's got everything I want. It's got spool gun. It's able to do body work. It is also gas fed, which I got that plugged off so nothing gets in the gas port. It does lift TIG. It's got everything I need. That's why I went with this. Now, another thing I want to address is these are DIN 35. I believe is what's on this cord. Yes, it's right there on the cord. It's DKJ 35-50. So the DIN It is a DIN 35. Another thing I want to show you guys. A lot of people are talking about these wires being aluminum. They're not aluminum. Yeah, if I can get this thing pulled back on me. These are actually a 25 millimeter. These are 25 millimeter wires, which are they equal out to a 4 gauge wire. Yes, these are not aluminum wires. This is actually copper, but it's individual strands of copper. It's not a continuous copper. There you go. See how there's a gap between the two coppers? Yeah. And I think that's some of my feeding issues I'm having. Not getting a proper ground. I think you guys see the individual coppers. So this is equal to a, hang on guys. So this is equal to a 4 gauge American wire. Probably a little bit smaller than a 4 gauge. Both the ground and the stinger are all the same. Both 4 gauge. And even this one coming out of the welder, I believe, is a 4 gauge. So in the future, this welder may get all new wires, all new wire upgrade. Get rid of the 4 gauge, go with the 2-aught wire, or 2 gauge wire. Now, this right here is off my old AC buzz box. And you see that's one solid piece of copper. See? Even going 4 gauge, solid copper core is a lot better than individual wrap channel of copper. So, just want to throw that out. Now, another thing I noticed with this welder after 20 some days. See how that sharp bend there? When you're trying to uphill weld, yes, I've been welding. When you're trying to go uphill, when you're holding the torch, like this, underneath the vehicle, we're talking having a loop in the wire, and you try and go like this thing binds trying to go uphill welding. Okay? If you got this cord laying down, flat, comes down, flat on the floor, and you weld, perfect. You weld flat like that, don't bind at all, it welds perfect. But when you got this thing twisted up underneath the vehicle, like that, that sucker binds on a dime. That's one thing I noticed with this welder that needs to be addressed. Now that could be just because of the, oh, that ain't cool. That could be just because of the way the welder is. Now another thing, you guys see I have my Hobart cup on there. Well, Lincoln Electric consumables fits this end, because this is threaded and that's threaded. Now the reason why I have that thing on there, well, there's two things. One, when this thing binds, it jumps and carries on. And when it does that, it melts tips. That one ain't too bad. Can't be used. This one really melted. This thing bounces and jumps around and carries on. Boy, hang on to your freaking consumables, because it will eat it. That's why that's on there. Got the plastic flex core nozzle on it, but also got the gas nozzle on top of that. So when this sucker bangs, it slams against the body, and guess what? I won't arc the tip. So, here's what I've been up to. You know, keep your criticism to yourself, but I'll swear to God, this old lady running flux core can sure in the heck do some body work. And there's blue. They used to be blue. Had a beautiful blue tint, but it's just been, yeah, it's ugly, but you know, who cares? You're gonna hide it up. You're gonna hide it anyways under the floor pan. Ah, there's some of that blue. Look at that blue. And this one thing I can say about my welder, compared to a lot of people, my welder runs a whole lot hotter than most welders do. Yep. Stitching the floor pan back together on this truck. Yep. The rocker done. And that's done by flux core, guys. Got all new rockers put in it. Inner rocker too. I wish I had a camera light, and I don't have one. But there's a brand new outer rocker and inner, and I got this to do. So, yep, I got some getting to understand this welder pretty good, guys. So, stay tuned. You might get quite a few more videos coming out of this welder. I'm really loving this welder for the price I paid. Couldn't ask for a better welder, guys. So, I'll let you guys go. I just want to give you guys a little bit of back intel on this welder. Why I went with this and a few other things. And this is a European connector, by the way. So far the machine's rock solid. I got a problem with this torch. And yeah, other than that, minus that hiccup on this truck, this thing's rock solid. And if anybody's wondering, oh, that's right, I can't show you. I got this thing dialed in for 16 gauge. I can do 22 all the way up to 16 gauge on this heat. So, catch you guys later then. Peace out, have fun, and watch for the rest of the video to tear it down. Alright, peace out. Alright, folks, you ready? See what the inside of this looks like? Wow, that's a shocker. Got a nice protection shield against the thing, against your metal protector. As far as I can see in, camera can see a little bit better than I can. It's got some beefy solder joints. A nice cooling fan there. Yeah, that's a thin wire. It's grounded at least. Yeah, thick. It's got a thick coating for the cables, but the wire's probably thin on the inside. It's got a hot snot holding the wires from moving. Yeah, got pretty good traces. Okay. Got a hot snot all over the place holding these wires in for moving around. Okay. I'm liking it. There's the transformer, inverter. There's gas valve, brass, kind of cool to see. Hot snot holding the switch in for moving around. Got a pretty decent clipping on that switch. They do move. They have side to side, but it don't feel like it's going to fall off. There's a beefy choke down there. Nice heat sinks. Got another plastic shield. More hot snot holding another switch in. Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Pretty simple. So this can run a 5 and a 10-pound spool somehow. I think I have to take the adapter off. I think. We'll go into that more later. But yeah. Not disliking. And they did. No. I'll have to check it. But we'll do more on setup later. There I got one of the drive rolls in here. So you get 3 plus, you get 4 rolls. Yeah, 4 drive rolls. Well, not bad from what I can see. I mean, No name. I don't really see the names on these caps. Before I can see it, I mean, it looks decent. Don't look like something's going to burn my garage down, like the neighbor tried to do. There's your drive motor. So it's an HRX motor. Voltage DC 24 volts. Okay. Not bad. I mean, everything's hot snotted together, or glued together, whatever you want to call it. So nothing's going to move. Not bad. A little chinky on the cord, but it being, well, being a 120 volt, it may take it. I mean, I expect it to be a little bit heavier than that, but there's your relay. There's your solenoid right there for the solenoid for letting the gas in and out. So, yeah, it may take it. I mean, but I don't see. Kind of questionable. One thing I don't like, I'm seeing now, they don't have much of a spine. Look at that thing pulling through already. That's from the handle pulling on it. They could beef that up a little bit. If anything I have to complain about, they could have made this backbone a little bit thicker. But that's just minor issues. But yeah. And there was no screws stripped or anything when I pulled it apart. So yeah. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing. And it looks like it can be serviced if anything happens to the board. Well, it's the logic guide on it. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys in a few. Alright guys, you guys, I thought the camera was recording, wasn't it? I just put my hard freight in there. This adapter just comes undone. So, just take this bolt. I think it's a 13 or 12. Yeah, it's a 12. And washer, spring washer. This is a little 2-pound spool from Harbor Freight. So, this is one thing they can improve. This is really tight. But it's doable. Yeah, they give you a, let's see, 0.9 and 0.8 smooth spool. I did get the welder back together, if you guys can't tell. Now the one I want is 9 or 8. That's smooth. That's 6 and 8. Yeah, 6 and 8. This is 9 and 8. That's for narrow. So this must be for, yeah, this is for aluminum welding. U 0.9 and U 1.2, so that's for flux. The one we want is narrow. It has looks like teeth. So we want probably 8 down. Yeah, we want 8 down. And these are keyed, by the way. So they only fit the shaft one more. There it is. Yep. So it's just like my other one. Yep. Got 8 down. So that's perfect. Now I'll put my ouch. Yeah, this is a little tighter than mine. Okay. Took off the cap. Yes, welder, please update your welders. You can cut this out a little bit bigger. It's a little annoying, guy. Yes, welder. I'm gonna get the stinger. Does have enough room down in here to stash your equipment. Okay, stinger just goes in here. Yeah, a little bit of movement. Now this should be let's see what they recommend for flux core. Let's see how smart they are. Because you should, your stinger, which is this, should be negative. And your ground clamp should be positive. Let's see. Is that what they're saying here? Ground, yep. So this chart is pretty correct. Your stinger leg goes over to negative, ground goes to positive. So that is correct. So alright. Can't do much more than this until I get the power hooked up for this welder. Alright, catch you guys in a few. Well, for you guys be a second, for me be about a day or two. Hey guys, was screwing around with this. One thing I found out with the tips, you don't have to go back to yeswelder and buy them. They're a Cleco style. Cleco style. Yep. Harbor Freight carries them. Lincoln, Miller, they're all Cleco. So, Cleco does fit these, by the way. One thing I want to address is I had a bear of a time get this off. You guys see all the marks I made on it? Maybe. Well, further ado, I took off this nozzle, whatever you call it. Anyways, I took it off. There's a burr. When they cut this thing, they didn't clean this up. So, buyers, be aware of that. If you're having if it's rough, take off that and check the end. Yeah, guys, look for battery. So the only thing you need to do is just take a grinder or something and grind off that tip. I mean, that's a very, I don't know, you guys can see that. See how it's poking out? Yeah, just grind that off. I think we got it. Feels a little better. Let's see if this thing goes back on it. And then to get this off is an 11mm nut. By the way, guys. Of course. And oh, hang on, guys. Oh. Wasn't sticking out that much. Oh, what the heck just happened? Liner move on me? Must have. Wouldn't know how. Well, this is an interesting issue. Huh. Never seen a liner move before. Yeah, now it's in there correctly. Yeah, that feels better now. At least I can twist it in and out by hand. Not snagging. Huh. Well, that is crazy, folks. What is retaining? This thing acts like it's broke. But there should be like a something holding, retain that. There's no way. There's no way. You're telling me that the tip retains the liner. Yeah, that's what obviously it's telling me. Yeah, because there's nothing to retain inside. Yeah, there's nothing inside to retain the liner. So it's just a floating liner. Well, if that's a freaking case, I prefer one that you can't take apart. Done. And there's no positive stop either, guys. What the heck is going on? Is this just a surplus? Yeah, check this out, guys. I wonder if there's a updated, better quality stinger from these guys. This just screams junk. I don't know what type of tip they're running, but they don't look like a 30,000 watt hole. I'm gonna just go and run mine in it. And I know these caps are screw on, they're not pressed on. I'm wondering if Harbor Freight will fit this for flux core. I bought these for the Hobart and didn't fit the Hobart. Just curiosity. Oh, it was a screw on, it would have fit. closer to this than it was my Hobart. So yeah, kind of strange, guys. Kind of strange. Just had to tell you guys about that I found out. Oh. That is strange. Alright, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.